Greg. So hi everyone, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to the ReportWiz. It's your intelligence business reporting assistant. So ReportWiz will revolutionize how you access your business data, making it more efficient and effective. So let's start with the story. Imagine it's Monday morning and you are ready to conquer the week and to be in the best week of your life. And in that moment, your boss swings by you and he has the request. His request is, I need the last quarter sales reports, but I need it yesterday. Do you understand me? And what can you do? You can smile, nod, or internally sigh because you know what's coming next. So you'll have to bother the DVH team, reporting team to create this report. And by the time you get the data, it's already Friday and you forgot about the great week and the coffee that you made on the Monday. So let's say this is very common scenario and you all know it. And business department needs data quickly and they don't need to rely on the DVH team because that causes the delays. Meanwhile, the DVH team is overwhelmed with repetitive requests, so data needed every day, leaving them with a little time for valuable analysis. So it's a frustrating cycle for everyone included. So why this matters? So in the fast-paced business world, time is money. You know it all. And rapid access to information is crucial. Non-technical user needs simple tools to generate the reports, and delays can hinder the decision making. So the DVH team should focus on high-value tasks, not repetitive queries. So with that, let's enter and see what is the ReportWiz. So instead of frantic emails or bribing colleagues with the cookies or coffee, you can just ask the ReportWiz. So this chatbot that we created is connected to repository of reports in-house data. It acts like a super intelligent assistant. So it does three things. It points you to the existing reports. He will generate the SQL code for new reports, or he can gather info that is necessary for the DevHat team to create the data that you need. So let's say you will get your data faster without navigating the SQL queries. The DevHat team will get fewer repetitive tasks and they can focus on more important tasks. So ReportWiz will simplify your process, reduce the dependency on developers, and boost your productivity. So it's like having a friendly, efficient, and slightly nerd colleague that is always ready to help. And let's be honest, who doesn't need one of these? So to get more information, how we do it and how it's working in the backgrounds, I will now ask Maira to explain the more details about it.
Thank you, Damir. So how does ReportWiz work? Well, it's a large language model-based application, an LLM, which is accessed through through GPT-4o through our Azure endpoint. It's a retrieval augmented generation application because we want to give it access to our own data. And it's a stateful application using LangGraph, because early on in our project, we realized that prompting only was not cutting it. We were getting inconsistent responses. So we wanted to be able to control the flow of the application. And in particularly, we wanted it to be able to fail gracefully. So recognize when it cannot get us the answer that we requested and forward it to the DVH or to the business analytics department for a real person, for a human to produce the reports. And that control would eventually lead us to a better user experience. So this is the application structure that we have. First, there is the chatbot, which is the entry point to the user, the part that engages in natural language, that is able to engage in natural language with our user. And this chatbot is connected to the retriever. This is the component that allows us to chat directly with our data. So because it has access to a toolbox that gives it power to search the information in our data sources. This toolbox is connected to a quadrant vector store that holds the indexed PDF reports from our repository. And it's also connected directly to the database. And the tools in this toolbox allow it to convert the natural language request into SQL query and run them. And if the retriever finds the information, it's going to return the results to the chatbot, which will then relay the answer to the user. But if the retriever doesn't find the information, it will forward the request to the ticketing bot instead, who will prepare a JSON request to be sent to the ticketing system. So now I will pass forward to Franko, who will explain, who will show you and how ReportWiz works.
Thank you, Maira. I just wanted to mention a few things. Because of the GDPR and data sensitivity, we couldn't use our own company's data. So instead, we use the dummy data. To be precise, we use the NASA weather data. We use the solar electricity production data that comes from Damir's solar panels. And both of those sources are stored in our database. Additionally to that, we have a directory that is full of PDF weather reports that contains the information about weather of our several Croatian cities. And just to be clear, I wanted to mention that a ReportWiz should firstly point to the PDF if that PDF exists in our directory, and also it should generate the SQL query to the question that the user asks. And if the information that user searches for, it is not located in any of our data sources, then in that case, we should construct the JSON format message that will be sent to our analytics team, so that then they can reproduce the report that is needed. So if we go to the demonstration part, and we ask the first question, do we have PDF report on Zagreb weather? Can you tell me the mean temperature for the first week of 2023? We see that our app generates us SQL code that will provide the user with the answer. Also, as you can see, our app is executing the same code in retrieving the answer, and the answer for this specific question is around 7.2 Celsius. Also, at the end of the output, you can see that it also found Zagreb weekly weather report. We can go to the second question. Which month had high solar energy production during the summer of 2023? You can also see that here the app is making query to another database, and it is searching for the highest production energy month. And as you can see here, it is the July of 2023, and the total production was around 1,700 kilowatt hours. And if we go to the last question, you have information in your PDFs about weather in Karlovac. Can you check the database info? You can see that at first step, our app tries to make a query to the database. Then it realizes that the data doesn't exist. And then it structures a JSON format message that will be sent later to our analytics team. So then they can make the necessary report. And now Maira can wrap this up.
Thank you, Franko. So what's next? Well, first of all, we want to use switch to real data, and making that switch is not going to be just simple, because we need to make sure that the metadata behind the real data is of good quality to make that connection. We want to be able to collect systematic feedbacks from our users to continuously improve it, and to be to recognize if we need to fine tune the embeddings or the chat model to recognize better our business terms and jargons if needed. And we also want to be able to connect it to our real ticketing system, obviously with a confirmation step that would be able to, for the user to adjust the request before it's sent out. So this is ReportWiz, our new best friend. Thank you for your attention.
Wow.